Hello everyone and welcome to the very first episode of a series, a webinar series, video series, what we're calling A-Levels to S-Tier, where we'll be interviewing and talking to a variety of industry professionals and people who are going to be helping university, college and school students to get into esports. And the very first guest of this new webinar series is James. I'm really happy to have James with us today. James, I'm sure you've done amazing things in esports. Could you quickly introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I love the work that you're doing. It's a real honor to be a part of this as well. So thank you. My name's James Fraser-Murison. I'm the Director of Learning for the Creative Arts here at Queen Mary's College, Basingstoke, and one of the first ever teachers to help put together the BTEC in esports that was launched nationally a few months back in September.
Amazing. So what got you into esports, specifically yourself?
Well, me personally, I was an English teacher, but now a media teacher, it's really important within my job to be aware of the current trends and contemporary issues that are going on within the media subjects. Also, in conjunction with being able to kind of see what students' interests and hobbies are. It's been quite fascinating to watch the last couple of years, watching them evolve with what they've got an interest in on YouTube. So if there's a break within a lesson, they would often sort of go somewhere, go and leave, get a drink or what have you. But with each passing months, you tend to find that over the years, as I say, they would stay put and they'd immediately jump on YouTube or Twitch or what have you, and they'll just watch other people compete and game. And for me, that was really interesting from a sort of sociological perspective, sociology and media as well. But then as someone who's got an interest in media, but also esports myself, it was a real passion that I was able to kind of build with those students. And although I am a gamer myself, my traditional sort of gaming expertise, if you will, it would be the more sort of individual escapism. So currently doing Miles Morales on the PS5, Last of Us 2 this year, God of War, Red Dead Redemption. Those are my ideas of esports, which are not obviously the traditional gaming elements, but being able to take the kind of escapism route always works for me. The students and obviously the industry's perspective is having human versus human interaction and competition, which is something we've all had to learn here at QMC in the last 2 years, but we've done so happily because it's, as I say, it's an engaging, really exciting topic. It's worth billions at the moment. So it just made a lot of sense to be able to link all of these things together. And as we get on to kind of later in the conversation, work out how we evolved the BTEC and kind of talk about where we are now with it.
Yeah, amazing. It sounds like you're really passionate about this, and it definitely shows, because back in June you won the National Sixth Form College Association Award for Curriculum Innovation. It's a mouthful of a sentence, isn't it? For your work with British Esports Association and Pearson's UK. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, happily. So I was very honoured and very lucky to be put forward for an award, and even luckier, if you will, to actually win it, because I was up against some fantastic colleagues up and down the country. But every year, colleagues are put forward by their colleges, particularly those who have worked in a unique field, who have come up with particular kind of wins, if you will, within curriculum. And to be able to be a part of, as I say, the first ever BTEC in conjunction with the British Esports Association and Pearson, I was put forward for the work of being able to link various units, the work that we've done in the local community, and also getting various partners on board for the new BTEC that, as I say, launched a few months ago. We're very fortunate to have Belong Gaming Arenas, HP on board, HyperX have helped us out. And also Yo-Yo Tech are a local company to us and help out Belong Gaming Arenas with tech there as well. So to be able to put that all together on a brand new course that was one of the few things that's thrived during a pandemic, kind of made a lot of sense to kind of want to shout about it and advertise it, because it's also a really cool contemporary thing and the kids love it. So as I say, I was very fortunate that people here at my establishment recognized that and put me forward, and as I say, happy to have won the national award.
Yeah, as you mentioned, you started the BTEC just a couple of months ago. How is it going so far?
It's going really well, thankfully. I mean, as I say, I was fortunate enough to be able to work in some small way with the BTEC almost a year ago now. I was aware that obviously the BTEC was on its way and it was coming, so it gave me a bit of a head start to be able to get the right employers on board, to be able to get the right kit, to be able to get the right units in place. So what we've done for this year is that we've run the BTEC single A-level option or single A-level equivalent. So although it is a BTEC It's the equivalent of one A level, as I say, and it allows students to do other A levels alongside it. It's 2 units in year 1, 2 units in year 2. We've got about 30 students on it at the moment, and we've got another 60, 65 doing the enrichment, which is something else we'll get onto. But it's the first time in my teaching career where I've got students in a class where there's mathematicians and there's physicians, and there's media students and there's business students. And so we've created this unique ecosystem, which obviously those within esports are already aware of the importance of ecosystems and hubs and what have you. And it's only at the moment proving to be exceptionally positive. There are elements where we game, of course we do, but in the same way that a film studies A level isn't just about watching films, or sport A level isn't just about learning techniques on kicking a football, we're really focusing on the business element of it. We're focusing on getting portfolios ready for this industry, whether that's at degree level or whether it's kind of niche, if you will, on shoutcasting or video editing or animation or graphics or what have you. There's so many kind of different spheres to the esports industry, as you know, that it's proven to be really successful. We've got retention, achievement, attendance is all very, very high because of this kind of fortunate space that we've got to work with. We've got very good gaming PCs. We've got a nice gaming space. We're really fortunate to be able to hopefully release in the next few days information where we've been awarded £250,000 to help build the first ever esports gaming floor here within education and at QMC. So we'll be able to move out of here, which is all right. It's done a good job for now, but we get to move into a unique gaming space for early next year, which is going to have state-of-the-art gaming facilities and classrooms, because education is well aware of the importance of esports as an industry and a contemporary subject. So we predict come September, we'll be running the extended diploma and the single diploma, maybe even level 2, because we know that there's an interest out there, and we want to be able to help shape those students onto careers outside of the 2 years here with us.
Yeah, sounds amazing, especially with the space that you currently have and moving to that space, like the space you're in, because we were in a very similar situation where we had sort of a room that we were put in to sort of, let's do esports in here and we'll think where we can go in the future. And it's really nice to finally reach to that point where you can go into the future and can get into better and bigger spaces, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not, we're fortunate. We've got some, 26 amazing gaming machines. So the machines themselves, they look great. The rest of it, it's not your traditional esporting place, is it? But we recognize that, and we've recognized that we need to develop that. And as I say, March, April next year, we're going to have something so unique within education. We just can't wait to get excited. And we know that the students who will join us in September will absolutely want to be in on this early doors. And it's great to be able to offer that.
Yeah, absolutely. How loud does this room get? Because we have just like 10, 12 PCs in a room and it gets very loud in there. How noisy is it? Yeah. Mm. Yeah, that's for sure. Because the space what we have as well is, I think we have 2 air conditioners in both of the rooms essentially, and I think in total there are 3 air conditioners at the whole university. So we're very lucky to have it. We don't have any windows, so we're really relying on those ACs to keep on working very strong. But we do the job. We do the job. You mentioned that. Yeah, exactly. You mentioned that some of your students are now interested in sort of the business side, the marketing, the media side of it. Have you noticed that when you started that course, when students came in, did they already knew about those career options and career possibilities? Because when I speak to a lot of young people, they think of either esports player or a streamer and nothing else. Was that the case for you as well?
So again, we were very fortunate that the British Esports Association, and particularly a gentleman called Tom Dorr, who's head of education for BEA, was very kind enough to speak to me September, October last year to kind of gauge the interest of our students. So that led to a conversation where Pearson themselves came on site, back when you could come on site back then. And they spoke to myself and a colleague, Matt, about what we thought a BTEC should look like in esports. And we were very clear that we think it had to be a combination of sport, business, media, and specifically esports. They themselves sort of were in agreement with that, obviously, and then they went and spoke to the students themselves. We didn't realize they were going to do that. There was a minor panic where we thought, God, we haven't prepped them, we haven't done any of this, so we plonked them in a class. And every single one of them, bar none, said, we can't wait to do this course. We don't want a game, though. They get gaming. They do that. They do that at 3:30 in the morning when they should be asleep or they should be doing your homework or something. They can do that. What they want, as you say, is to know more than the streamers. They want to know more than the kind of the professionals, the YouTube kind of stage management issues behind all of that, if that makes sense. They want to go beyond the stars. They want to know about what's the underneath, what's under the bonnet. Yes, they want to know about streaming, but they also want to know how to run an event. They want to know about the legal and ethical issues. They want to know how to kind of sit safely and understand posture and well-being, because that's vital to any industry, particularly esports. But they want to know about shoutcasting as well. And so what the BTEC was done and framed around was to cater for all of those. And what I said to parents when we did a parents online event in April is have a look at the units. Have a look at what BTEC's put together and the BEA have put together. Anything you're not sure of, replace the word esports and put the word business there. And all of a sudden, there's a totally different perspective on this. You can see that ultimately, this is in many ways a business course that is just preparing them for this unique next stage. And we've never said, and we will never say that if you do this course, you get to work in the industry of esports. That's not a thing. If you work hard and this qualification is with you, and you go and do an esports degree, which I know gets as much negative as it does positive attention. If you do all the things right, you'll get noticed. You get that career. If you're lazy, if your attendance is rubbish, you don't do the work, it doesn't matter. You won't get picked. You've got to graft. And everyone now, because it's so fashionable and niche and a bit au fait, there's a lot of people who want in on this and a lot of wrong people who want on in this. They just want to make a quick buck, or they want to be able to kind of make money out of people's talent and then scarper. And it's our job within education for 16 to 18-year-olds is to say, do an esports qualification, but if you want to go and do a business degree, you want to go and do a law degree, you want to go and do a geography degree, that's fine. This will merely help you do the next step, whether that's a degree, whether that's an apprenticeship, whether that's straight into employment, that's up to you. But we will give you the stepping stones that you need to get onto that next level.
Yeah, that's one thing that I absolutely love about esports, especially at sort of university, school, college level, is that it helps you develop a variety of other sort of transferable skills that you can use later on, and as you mentioned, in like a variety of different courses.
Absolutely. And what we do, and actually I'm working with an American company called NASEF, which is the North American Scholastic Esports Federation. And I'm working with them based on the work that I'm doing here in the UK, and I've been set an assignment to do for them. So interlinked with that, and also the BTEC itself, is that we're making sure that all of the students leave us at the end of year 2 with very clear digital skills, future-proof skills, whether that's esports specific or not, but also an online portfolio. And as you say, it's up to them to then go and do whatever they want. But there are so many transferable skills and so many new jobs that will be created in the next 18 months when they graduate that they're not even existing now. So that's a really exciting time to be doing this, but also it's quite scary. It's quite daunting. It's daunting as an educational professional to give them the right advice because it's constantly changing, but also as a 16, 17-year-old, they're looking or preparing for jobs, as I say, that they're so new. It's scary out there. So this is nothing more than to help them get to the next state.
Yeah, absolutely. When we look at all the esports players and esports students or people on the esports scholarship program that we have in university, the variety of degrees they're doing is amazing. So majority of them are doing the courses that you'd expect, sort of computer science, business, and digital media. But we also have students doing zoology on the esports scholarship because they know that the esports side of it will help them, develop skills. It could be, leading a team or working in a team and a variety of other things. So it's really, really nice to see students sort of developing those skills through esports and, while having a lot of fun. Let's admit that. It's one of those things where you can definitely learn new skills and have a lot of fun.
But, this is what I say to, I don't say it to senior management because they've been incredibly supportive and I'm grateful for that. But what I do say to parents and occasionally some other colleagues here at college who do different subjects, is I say, it's okay to have fun.
Mm.
You absolutely will learn best by having fun. Your best teachers, your best subjects, whether you're 6 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old, or even now, it will be the fun element. It will be the support and the guidance, but the fun. And the best teachers are the ways, or are the ones that will get the fun and the education element through the course and through to each individual
Yeah.
student. And yeah, as I say, there are times when these kids will game collectively for 30 minutes out of a 2.5 hour lesson, but that's all right because there is an educational context to it. They're having conversations with people from other subjects that doesn't exist anywhere else in this college or probably nationally.
Yeah.
It's creating little sub friendship groups that again you don't find anywhere else, and also on Discord. And it's just great to see, and it does tick the communication and the problem solving boxes, and again things that this country desperately needs as we move forward. And it's just really refreshing.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned students playing together as part of a group. That's a sort of very nice segment to the British Esports Association Championship that your teams are competing in. How are the students doing this year?
So this is interesting. Last year, as it was our sort of inaugural year, we didn't really know what we were doing. We had 3 teams. This year we've got 5 because we've got more computers and we've got bigger space and we know what we're doing. We've got 1 League of Legends, 2 Rocket Leagues, and 2 Overwatch. At the moment, as we've just come up to the winter break within the champs, we've got 1 Rocket League team has qualified, 1 just missed out. League of Legends is currently being sorted out as we sort of talk about this with a rematch taking place. So that's touch and go. That's quite exciting. One of the Overwatch teams has basically qualified as top, and the other one's just snuck through. So we take that as all positives, I think, again, because we're very much kind of new to this as well. But to be able to, because when I was a teenager at sixth form, my Wednesday afternoons I'd play football. So I would play with all the local colleges, and we'd play them every year. And we'd go down the road 10 miles, play there, and we'll go 20 miles east, whatever. Here, every Wednesday, students who have never met each other until they joined in September, we're playing teams in Cardiff, we're playing teams in Newcastle, in Sunderland, we're playing teams out in Devon, and it's amazing. It's great, and fair, credit to the BEA for sorting this out, because more often than not, it's utterly seamless as well.
Mm.
And the back engine stuff that goes into getting all the logistics and all the admin and all the fixtures together, and 9 times out of 10, just works, and it's great because again, you don't see that anywhere else, so it's great.
It's really I absolutely love the things that yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a nice cherry on top of a cake. I absolutely love all the things that British Esports Association are doing because they're really doing really awesome stuff, and I feel like there's a natural progression for those students who are sort of very good at the game and they want to explore the sort of professional esports player career, because you have in college you have the British Esports Association tournaments. Then if those students go to universities, then you have the NUL and NSC where they can compete at college university level, and after that there's a lot of students who go into sort of semi-professional or even professional levels as players. So it's really nice to see that people sort of from 16 or even earlier get to experience that actual competitive side, not just competitive playing, solo queue with your friends, but working in a team towards a shared goal, and going through all the way through college to a professional career, hopefully. So hopefully, in a few years we'll see some of QMC students at the big stage.
Well, I mean, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? That would be great. But I've already got out of the 60, 65 students who are doing the champs or the enrichment or the BTEC, there's already a few who want to go to, although they've really looked at Chichester Uni, Staffordshire Uni, Hampton Uni, because of what you're able to offer, which is fantastic. And as you say, you'll get to know them, I hope, in the next couple of years because of the work with you guys within the NUL, who, if all goes to plan, will be able to offer a partnership with the NUL for a competition we've got planned, which is great because there does need to be that connection, which is fantastic what the BEA are doing, and also the series that you guys are putting together is all part of that. But it's nice that they can go, as you say, to go and do an esports degree and work with the NUL, go and do a business degree, work within the NUL, because we're giving them those options. And as you say, if they want it enough, and they continue to work hard
Mm.
and graft in all areas, then ultimately they can go and do what they want within reason. And that's the same kind of application that you would, or same advice that you give them for any job in any world, in
Yeah.
any career. So as you say, if they want it, they as a generation are the first people to ever have a BTEC given to them. So if they want to follow it up through the natural progression,
Mm.
great. And I'll just quite happily sit back and watch them all progress. And I'm very proud of what they've done and what we've done in term one already. But we've got another 18 months with them. So we want to progress them and sort of mold them within that time before they may even end up with you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, fingers crossed. We would love to welcome here, and we'd love to help them continue with their sort of achievements that we've done so far at QMC, and do the same thing in Roehampton. So, very last question for you, because I know this year has. We do indeed, exactly. Yeah. So, fingers crossed. People will be able to see what we have in store very soon. It seems like this year has been obviously a crazy and a strange year. Do you have a highlight of the year? One thing that you think was the most memorable, exciting, or is just the whole year has been amazing?
Um, uh, to win a national award for what I've done was great, because to get that done in a
Mm.
pandemic was nice, but it was nice to get because it was recognised by others. Um, so that's a little bit of kind of selfishness and indulgence from my perspective, but that was a good moment. Um, to be able to launch a brand new course within a pandemic, and now to go on and announce that we've got an investment of
Mm.
250K to put a bespoke building in place, just shows that all the hard work that myself and all the other colleagues involved in this have done for a year, we now get to be able to kind of say, look, here's the payoff. The new students coming in September next year get to be in this fantastic state-of-the-art facility because of all the things that we've put in place. And there have been times where 100% we've got more things wrong than right as a department, as a set of colleagues, but that's okay. That's how we learn best, I think. So we're happy to kind of work with others and give any advice that we can. And we want to be able to kind of stick our flag in this now and say, look, we want to be the leading providers
Mm.
of BTEC in the south of England. Come and see what we do, ask us questions. And if we can help to kind of get esports within education for post 16, let's do it together. So I'm very fortunate. There's been a lot of highlights in what's been a pretty turbulent year, as you said.
Right. Well, thanks so much, James. It's been absolutely pleasure talking to you, and I wish you all of the best in the 2021.
Well, thank you very much. And as I just sort of say at the very beginning, I'm very grateful for the time. I love what you guys are doing over there, particularly all your hard work. You do an awful lot behind the scenes, which no doubt doesn't go unnoticed. But as someone that we're able to kind of showcase and use as well within our students, post 16, keep up the hard work, and obviously hope you all have a wonderful and well-deserved break.